Thanks for the time, Laura. Laura, one of the questions I forgot to ask the other day, when you're going into this postseason in a similar situation with Megan retiring, do you have any not really concerns, but how do you kind of approach the way that, or maybe prevent a little bit of the way that everybody wanted to win for Megan and send Megan off on with the championship basically? Do you think that there will be that similar kind of feel or coaching lesson that you might want to apply this season with Lou?
Yeah, I think everyone will feel that way for Lou, definitely. Um, I think in some ways even more so than Pino, if I'm honest. Um, Obviously, Pino's legacy of her career was a little bit about the rain, but a lot about other things that she did, and we wanted to go out and win it for her, there's no doubt. I think with Lou, even more so, this chapter of her life and her career has been phenomenal for her. So yeah, I think we all want to send her out the right way. And honestly, in 23, we didn't really make that big of a deal internally about Pinot. So if I've learned anything, it's maybe I'll make a bigger deal about Lou.
Thanks, Jada. And then we'll go over to Bella.
In terms of the upcoming game, obviously Utah are in very different form than they were when you faced them earlier in the season, just really scoring a lot more goals. Just in terms of preparation and what you're looking at, how is that different from when you faced them earlier in the season?
Yeah, I think honestly, tactically, structurally, how they try to do things is very similar than it was then. I think they're just doing it better than they were then. They've got confidence. They're in great form. I think Chloe Lacasse is a massive uplift for them coming back from injury. So yeah, I think will it be a tougher game than we faced in June? Probably. But I think we need to give ourselves a bit of credit that Utah did also play some good stuff in that game. We were just a little bit more better than them in critical moments. And you guys have heard me say this 1,000 times, like goals change games, and we got the goals when we needed them. So yeah, I think there's not tons different in how they try to play. I think just how they're executing it. They're obviously in really good form. I'm sure got a lot of confidence from that. And again, similar to last week, they're not playing for anything other than pride, and that is a daunting thing to come against.
Thanks, Bella. And then we'll go over to Jeff.
Utah may be coming and playing for pride, but you're coming in playing for playoff position and a possible home match. Mm-hmm. You talked a few weeks back about the 34 points, 35 points area. Here you are. And now there's tangible rewards from results over these couple of matches and not just playing out the string. How does that affect some of the preparation that you're doing right now?
Not massively, honestly. I think we have always and will always, as long as I'm here, be very process driven. We believe in doing the things the right way every day, no matter what. So how we prepare, how we operate, things that we tried to work on don't really change too much in regards to that. So yeah, just similar things, doing the things that we've been doing well over the recent weeks, and focusing in on the things that we know we need to be good at to beat Utah.
And then part two of that is with process driven. You've gone with a fairly young side a lot this year and gotten points at times when many coaches, when they go with a youthful movement, maybe don't get that same sort of result. And then also this week, you're starting to see all these national team call-ups at different levels for players that many clubs may have just kept on the bench. What does it say about your process that you're starting to see that sort of result too?
Yeah, I think it says a lot about our environment and how we try to develop players, which is great. And yeah, look, for the young players, the inexperienced players, the only way they're gonna get any better is by experiencing it. So let's expose them to more and more stuff. And tomorrow's another opportunity to expose them and see how they do.
Thanks, Jeff. And then we'll go over to Steve.
Hello. We saw yesterday the announcement Jess Fishlock is going to wrap up her Wales career in this upcoming international window. I wonder if you could reflect a little just on, you've spent 13 years with her now, kind of her growth and development and her contribution to the game.
Yeah, I mean, what Jess has done for Wales and the Welsh women's football team is unprecedented, really. Her commitment, her passion, how patriotic she is. Being English, I know how much Wales means to Welsh people. And for someone like Jess to achieve what she's achieved with that team whilst playing the majority of her career not on that side of the pond, I think is also something that needs celebrating. It's not like she's doing all of those things for Wales and turning up by just getting on a bus and going in a car and driving 4 hours to camp to do that. She's flying 10, 11, 12-hour flights, changing 8, 9-hour time difference, and then still doing that. And I think that is a phenomenal achievement for anyone. I'm really proud of her. Throughout this 13 years that I've been with Jess, there's been periods where that's been really hard. There's been times where going to camp, the disappointments. I remember the first year I had Jess, and she'd actually got Player of the Year in the WSL in 2012 and didn't get selected for the Olympic team with Britain in that summer. And it was a travesty, absolute travesty that she didn't go. She had to recover and respond from that. She's obviously, it's no secret, I think around the world, a lot of women's national team programs haven't been funded the way that they needed to be to have success. I think as a small nation, Wales sat in that bracket. And again, very similar to the US players, has been fighting behind the scenes to try and elevate the women's team off the field as well as on it, whilst also performing at a level that was just exceptional. Watching her in the Euros this past summer was amazing. Honestly amazing. I was devastated I couldn't get to a game live, but just being here and watching them, we were all together when she scored. And I'll be honest, I cried because I was I just knew how much that meant to her. I knew how much that meant to her, her family, the team, the nation. It couldn't have been signed off any better for Jess, if I'm honest. And I think I've spoken to her a lot about this decision of if she thinks this is the right time, and she feels like she's left the program in a better place than she found it, and it's time for someone else to go on and take the reins. And how special is that she could do that off the back of a major tournament that changed the outlook of Welsh women's football for forever, probably.
All right, we got time for about one more before we start with Jess. So Jada, go ahead.
Thanks. Excuse me. Mine's probably really quick. I just wanted to know how you plan to utilize Lou tomorrow, as far as playing start or not.
I can't divulge that, unfortunately. Well, you'll find out tomorrow.